Hello everyone, welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez, a spiritual intuitive and oracle, and I am here with my weekly Moonday message. This is a intuitive oracle reading for the collective. So that means that anybody who finds themselves here, there's a reason for that, as I do believe in synchronicity and divine timing. So anybody who finds themselves here watching this, there is a message for you. And however you take away from what comes out, again, it'll resonate with you how you most need to hear it. So these are positive messages for the highest and greatest good. There is nothing negative that comes through. I am an intuitive, as I said, so I use my own intuitive abilities combined with oracle cards to pull a message of higher guidance for all of us and what we really most need to know for the energy of the week. So this reading is for December 23rd, 2019, and it's not a personal individual reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested, you can purchase one of those or private message me. On my page, there's more information again, or you can feel free just to send me a message and we can go from there. But this is more of a general overview for all of us for the week. It's going to resonate with each and every one of us, unique to our own situations, okay? So I see lots of us starting to pop in. Hi, Dawn. Hello, beautiful lady. Thank you. Hi, Noreen. Di. Rose Maria. Noreen. Did I say Noreen already? I did. I saw you twice there pop up. Happy Moon Day. Hey, Katrina and Ava. Hi, Courtney. Hi, Liz. Carrie. Karen. Welcome. Did I miss anybody? Oh, I don't think so. So I know I am a little late, I guess you could say, this evening, but I really honestly did not even know if I was going to be able to make it tonight, considering it's the Christmas Eve, and everybody's really running around like crazy trying to get everything done, and that has been the majority of my day. So I'm here. I made it. And, I will do my best to not really delay the reading too much and make it too lengthy. Hi, Amber. Welcome, beautiful. So again, for anybody who is new to my page, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Those of you who are not new and have been following me and supporting me, welcome back. And thank you once again for always being here. So again, these messages are positive messages for our highest and greatest good, really just giving us a heads up or an insight as to what this energy is going to look like this week. And it's basically like advice from the universe, just telling us, hey, this is the message, this is what you need to know, and just it helps us to really have a better understanding of how we can flow with the energy instead of trying to swim against the current, if you will. All right, because resistance to the flow of energy, it really results in fatigue and really just over, I guess, stressing yourselves out. So great heads up to have to help us all. Hi, Nicole and Beth. Welcome. I'm glad you were able to make it. And winter solstice blessings to everyone. I hope that this has been a really incredible weekend. It has been an incredibly magical, energetic weekend with the gateways that we've all been experiencing. So how this is going to work is I usually do news and announcements, but I'm not going to be doing that either, as once again, the oracles and myself aren't really launching anything new or doing anything until after the holidays. So you'll hear more about that later. So right now, I'm going to be talking about my empathy forecast or my energy forecast and really what's going on energetically with any major astrological things happening like the solstice, and then I will do the Moonday message, so I'll pull a card of guidance for us all, and then after that we will do the Moonday mudra together, and I'll talk more about the mudra when I get there. Blessings to you as well, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. All right, so let me get into it. So the empathy forecast. So it's been an interesting weekend. The solstice was, that window opens from the 20th all the way up until about the 23rd, which is today. Some people even say you can go as far as the 25th, still feeling the energy. And I say, if you feel it, go with it. Hi, Norma. Hello, sweetheart. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So if you feel it, go with it. You can continue. I'm not the type of person who is a stickler for the actual specific time of light that the solstice hits, or any of the energy, like the moon. The full moon it hits its peak at specifically 8:03. That's just not who I am. While there may be some important work that needs to be done at those precise times, for the most part, I feel like it's just about embodying the energy and the doorway of these really powerful seasonal and astrological events. Hey, Karen. Welcome, love. You made it just in time, as I am late this evening. So the solstice energy for me brought with it a really big shift. Whereas, if you've been tuning into my past couple of moon days, I've been talking about feeling very overwhelmed. Energetically, I've been feeling like I need to take a step back from things and really just engage in my work in very small doses. And you're just feeling a little like, it comes with the holidays, yes, but this is a different type of December. We got the holidays on top of all of these major energy gateways. And so for anybody who doesn't know what that is, energy gateways are pivotal days throughout the year and month, like 12/21 and 12/12, 12/3. We're talking about these all 3/3/3 synchronicities here. Has to do with the frequency of numbers and the what that frequency brings. But really, in layman's terms, what that is on these doorways that open up through these number gateways. It's high energy and frequencies coming in to basically transmute the collective energy as well as the planet's energy for rising of our vibration, to kind of bring us up. So we are being upgraded. All right. Hey, Tracy. Hi, Fred. Welcome. So that's putting it very simply. But so when we have these massive ones back to back, like we've had this month, it is because we're moving we're ending and wrapping up a decade, really an era on top of that, not just a decade, wrapping up a massive era, moving into a whole new age. And so it really does tax your energy. So above what we've got normally going on for the month of December, we really had all of these massive energy gateways hitting us one after another. And it's been very kind of pushing up a lot of emotions that we thought maybe we're done with, dormant, unresolved, and coming back around of old cycles representing themselves. We thought we moved past things. Hello, beautiful Katrina. Welcome. Hey, Michelle. So, we thought we were done with these things. It's all been kind of being pushed back up to the surface for us to work through, because it's like the last hurrah. We really got to get rid of this stuff so that we can move freely into this new vibration, into this new age, into 2020, which is being dubbed the Master Builder year, because it's again about the number frequency. It breaks down to be a year of the number 22. And that is Master Builder. We are now building on our on this new energy. So it's kind of like 2019 was like wiping it. Really, it was quite a destructive year where we were wiping this and breaking down the foundations so that we can start. It's what you got to do when you're taking down a tower. You need that foundation to be prime and ready to go, so then you can build the new. And that's what the master number 22 is. The year of 2020 is really us preparing to build on top of the new foundation now. So but come this past weekend, when we had the energy solstice, or the winter solstice, come in, that balancing, and hey, Lynette, welcome, love. We had that, not balancing, but it was when we were reaching in the northern hemisphere, the maximum potential of darkness now, where it is literally considered the longest night of the year. For those of you in the southern hemisphere, you are experiencing it in the opposite, where it is summer solstice, but it is the sun is at its peak, and it is the longest day of the year. All right, whereas winter, we are here at it's so confusing. We are here at the longest night. So we are reaching our maximum point of darkness. And now it's about slowly rebirthing the light after this point. So it's about dealing with that stuff that's coming up. But I felt a shift in energy where it has felt incredibly magical. I've almost felt like this new restored hope, strength. And our card last week for Moonday was all about strength. And I have felt this really new strength come through me where, fears are also being detonated around us through our dream state. We're actually myself are being shown some fears that are coming up that I guess, still hanging out from maybe even my past. Things that you think that, you don't deal with anymore or they're done with. I've got like the dream patterns showing me shadows that I'm holding on to, or even fears that I'm holding on to. And these are being detonated and shown to us through a dream state or even happening through situations in our daily life, so that we can find that renewed strength to take our power back, to no longer be enslaved by these crippling emotions, limiting mental thoughts, again, the fears, because fear is something that will cripple you and keep you stuck and small, versus taking your power from it and now standing tall, moving into a place of individual sovereignty. Self-mastery is what this is all about. So I felt that renewed strength, whereas before I might have felt a little crippled by some of those fears. And it's very easy to believe that the fears are real, that they're not just being shown to you in dreams or in waking circumstances as opportunities to just kind of see that they're hanging out there, recognize it did trigger something, and then you have the power to just take it back and move on and move away from it, knowing that it has no power over you anymore. But it's very easy to fall into that and fall victim to it and go back into that state of fear. So I felt that shift. And while, they're still kind of hanging out there, I don't feel as though this time around they'll have any power over me, if that makes sense. So, and almost feel like, bring what you got, because I'm different than I was the last couple of times. So it's almost that type of feeling that comes over me. So I don't know if that's what any of you have been experiencing, or you don't recognize that these things are coming up, and here's a great opportunity for you to maybe take some advice from how I approach the situation and approach it that way as well, so that you are no longer being hindered by these old patterns, limiting thoughts and beliefs, fears, and even those crippling emotions. All right. So that's what I felt with the solstice. Now we are moving into, obviously, the Christmas, for those of you who do celebrate, is on the 25th, and today's the 23rd. So I am, that in itself just brings a whole different magic. And, I'm not Christian, but I have, Christian people in my family still, and friends, and it doesn't matter to me what you are. It isn't about that. It's about the magic of the season and the giving of love. So it's a magical time, and I think that we should just be honoring and celebrating that anyway this week. So we'll talk, that we've got that there. But then moving into the 26th. Some people say it's the 25th. Some people say it is the 26th. I guess it just depends on where you're located at. But we have the new moon and a solar eclipse. Now, anything to do with new moons is all about rebirth. Every month there's a new moon, just like every month there's a full moon. So you have the opportunity to plant new seeds, to start a new cycle every month. And so this is the last new moon of 2019, guys. So make it count. New moons are all about manifestation. They are about planting the seeds for the magic that you want to grow in your life over not just the next month cycle, but going forward in your life. So this is really about setting those intentions, getting them out of your head, focusing on what do you want to create now in your life. Do you need added power to release old emotions, cycles, situations, people, relationships, etc.? Now's the time to write those intentions down in a, you can create yourself a little manifestation journal, what I like to call a focus wheel, where you can set your intention right in the center and then create a wheel around it of every day what you're grateful for. And it's just takes your focus off of, I set my intention for the month. Now I write down what I'm grateful for every day, once a day on this paper around this wheel. Because the attitude of gratitude, when we're happy with what we have and where we are and recognizing the blessings we already have in our life, is how we are able to make room for the new things to enter. So this is a great time to set those intentions to help you move past whatever it is that feeling stuck. Set the intention that I am no longer stuck in this old cycle, pattern, relationship, trauma, etc. So set the intentions, but also more importantly, set the intention of what you want to create in your life, and set the intention as though it has happened already, right? So I am no longer stuck. I am moving beyond crippling situations in my life or karmic patterns in my life. Say it as though it happened. So that's the new moon energy. And it's, for all of us, a very potent time of creation. It's when we are primed and ready to start a new cycle. And we get this every single month, okay? Hey, Sarah, welcome, sweetheart. Thank you. No, I didn't. I curled it, and every time I curl it, it goes whoop right up. So it looks much shorter, but thank you so much. I'm very easily distracted. Sorry. So on top of this new moon, though, we do have I believe it's a partial solar eclipse. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. It might be a full eclipse, but I want to say that it is a partial. But regardless, anything eclipse is really powerful, and they are to be taken seriously. Eclipses bring about major life-changing events. And so if we've got one on top of a new moon where it's about birthing a new cycle, then I would say that this is going to really facilitate that in which we need to break free from. And you can probably expect to see some really potent shifts happening towards the end of this week. So utilize this energy. Don't get caught up in it, because it can be an incredibly emotional time with the high energy coming in. So remember to not get caught up and swept away. What I like to tell myself, because I am so impacted by not only what's going on in my own life, but the collective energy around me, I like to tell myself to just, I see myself planting my roots into the ground and remembering to transmute the energy around me just by my intention. And I can send love and pink light to the situations as well and try to neutralize. This way I'm not engaging. I like to step out of it and look at it from a higher perspective, as though I was kind of, flying over top of it, so that I'm not getting sucked in, because the emotions can be intense. And remember, what starts to fall away, what might be released from our life, is in response to what we're trying to create and make room for. So, life-changing events coming by the end of this week, but all for the positive of what we are going to be birthing in 2020. Okay? All right. So that is my very long-winded empathy forecast. I hope that resonates with all of you. And I'm going to check the comments too. Norma says, that is exactly where I have been stuck. Katrina says, I've been in a slump and have been feeling it lifting. That's great. I'm glad it's lifting. And the slump feeling was also serving a purpose, love. And like I said, I've gotten that point where I was just on the couch. 6 o'clock hits and I'm on the couch. That's not like me. I very rarely watch TV. And if I do, it's very late at night. Once everything has been done, I'm a workaholic. I'm constantly doing, even if it's not actual work, I'm constantly doing something. And I'd say for this past month, I've been 6 o'clock hits and I'm like, nope, I'm done for the day. I just lay down on the couch and watch TV until 11 o'clock at night. So the slump is necessary. I talked about that, I think the past couple of weeks, where we are undergoing a massive energetic mutation and upgrade. And so the times of rest as well as sleep, and even any illnesses that might come up that are just kind of like, common cold type of stuff. It's all serving a purpose to help us kind of detox and go through that, literally the mutation. Okay. Dawn says, emotional day for me yesterday. Oh my God, working with my crystals and oracle cards helped. Good, Dawn. That's wonderful. That's a really great suggestion too. I love to do that. I make a lot of time for myself throughout the day. I try to anyway, where I can kind of like close myself off here in my room and just pull my cards. And I was telling my daughter this, like, when you get caught up in all of these things that are going on in your life, the he said, she said stuff, the difficulties with other people, the stress from work, from school, whatever it might be. I told my daughter, where in all of these things that you're talking about, all these things are happening and they're able to sway you and knock you down like this because you don't have a relationship with yourself. Like, not to sound, I hope that this doesn't sound like an arrogant, because that's not where I'm going with it, but like, I love my time with myself. I love to I might be one of my favorite people to spend time with, because I commune with my higher self, not just myself, my higher self. I call in my spiritual guidance, and I really ask a lot of questions with my oracle cards and connecting with my crystals and asking, I check in a lot with my body. What do you need? What is it that I might be doing to you that might be harming you? Because our bodies are very important. And while, yes, we are souls inhabiting them, and they're not really separate from us, but they still kind of have their own, almost like their own mind, So it's still really important to check in, like what you're doing to your body. What does your body need? After my daughter's emotional outburst the other day, that she was really impacted by what was going on around her, she got sick. And then she wondered why no medicine will work for her. And I told her, it's metaphysical. Like, you did a number on your body with those emotions. You really do have to kind of take a step back and remember to talk nicer about yourself when you're upset, or to not see yourself as negative just because maybe you had a falling out with someone. So your body reacted to you. So when I sit down and commune with myself, I do ask too, like, what am I doing that might impact myself in a negative way? Or what am I doing that might be impacting others in a negative way? What can I be doing more to further my my gifts and studies? Or, you know what I mean? So, Dawn, that's wonderful. The best thing to do when you're having a rough day, take a time out, disconnect from everything, and that's how we go within. If you don't read cards, you don't have to. Sit down with a notebook and just what I call automatic writing, where you just sit down with a notebook and get out of your head and write a question that you are asking yourself, like I just said, so maybe some of the ones I mentioned, and then just start writing and see what comes out. Don't think about it. And that's your higher self kind of channeling in. So, yeah. See if I missed anything else. Hi, Annie. Welcome, beautiful. So you just missed the empathy forecast, but you can catch that back, and I'm about to do the moon day. All right. So because we are on this journey of rising now and moving into kind of really being guided to let go of a lot of stuff, and a lot is coming up that we might not have been aware of. I like to work with this deck for some direction, and it is the Enchanted Map deck by Colette Baron-Reid. It's one of her first decks, and an oldie, but it's probably one of my favorite of hers that I work with a lot. And those of you who get readings with me, you see them a lot. All right. So, what guidance comes forward for the world as a collective's highest and greatest good for the week of December 23rd, 2019? Okay. Well, this is kind of self-explanatory, but I guess maybe a little bit more simple and to the point. And if you caught the empathy forecast, you'll now understand why this card is coming out. So what we've just talked about with those things that are coming up to the surface, with the newfound strength presenting itself to us. Why is all of this happening? Well, we've got a number 3 in the card. So the card is a 30, but 3 is what it breaks down to be. So to me, 3 is the number of creation. It's also the number of the past, present, and future kind of all aligning or coming full circle. So what that means to me is when something comes back around to us in full circle, it's an opportunity to either enter back into the cycle or it's an opportunity to do things differently. So this is kind of like, instead of it actually being like past, present, and future, everything is actually aligning and you have the opportunity to clear it straight on through, if that makes sense. That's how I see that whole coming back around. 3 to me is also the number of creation, like I said, about, 2 different energies coming to get to polarities, coming together to create a spark of something new or the spark of life. Also, 3 to me is like that Trinity, that holy power number, but it is also that creating a new chapter, a new cycle. So the card is making a choice. Hello, Megan, Caitlin, and Robin. You're in perfect timing for the Oracle message, but you definitely want to catch back then, because this will make a little bit more sense when you catch the empathy reading back, okay? So making a choice, well, it can't get much clearer than that, can it? So we've got 2 doors. We reach a fork in the road, guys. This week we are being presented with an opportunity to do something different or to make a decision that will ultimately either keep us in the same patterns, in the same cycles, or it could also be making a decision to stay in fear. Remember those fears, the emotions, the illusions that are coming up to the cycle, to give into all of that and to not see it, not see through it and see the truth for what it really is. Or we can take the other door, the door that we do not know what lies on the other side of it, but we do know that it's not this. It's not what we don't want anymore. So there is that. There's the back of the card. The choice of entering into something new, a completely new chapter, one that you are breaking free of the old cycle. And hey, listen, some of you might not be experiencing negative cycles. This isn't, not everybody is experiencing something negative, but that doesn't mean that it comes a time where cycles aren't serving. And it could be just that in your life, where you just recognize that, you know what? I enjoyed the journey while I was on it, and maybe I'm just realizing that this part of this journey that I've been doing is just not for me anymore. Maybe it's a career that you've been doing, and you're just deciding, I just feel called to do something differently. Maybe it is a relationship. Maybe it's just saying, hey, I want to try something completely different and out of the box, or I want to make a big move. So this is the week that we are faced with the choice to either go in a completely different direction and leave the old behind, or take the door of what's comfortable, what even though it might be stressful, even though it may be an old toxic pattern. The choice is going to be yours. And the choices that you make this week will ultimately shape the beginning foundation of the rest of your life and the most part of your year going forward. So remember, ask yourself when choosing this week, when you're making that choice, what sacrifices am I going to make that are going to nurture me and to change my soul and to change life as I know it for the better? And what sacrifice am I making that will destroy my soul, that will threaten my freedom, hinder my liberation, and keep me from never experiencing greatness or potential because I choose to stay out of fear in a situation that might not be serving me anymore? So that's the question when you are making your choice. Each are a sacrifice. One will nourish you, it will feed you and it will transform you. One will destroy you and keep you stuck. Ask yourself that this week when you make these choices that come up, all right? Before anything, though, don't be swayed by the energies that come through. Take a deep breath. Plant your feet in the ground. Anchor those roots and let the storm just spin around you. And send transformational energy just through your intentions. Send love, send healing. But remember, you do not have to be swayed or engage in the energy or consumed by it. Stand your ground, okay? Remember the strength. You aren't who you once were, okay? All right. Katrina says, my ex is coming back to the house today for Christmas. Oh, well then. That's very interesting. That is an interesting experience. So anything to do with my ex is coming back. So remember, you don't have to be swayed by the energy. Send love and healing, and the rest is not up to you. But you don't have to. You don't have to engage. Okay. All right. Hi, Shannon. Let's see, did I miss anything? Norma says, I just told my daughter earlier that there is a trait I have that I need to give up, that I felt it was my time to change. Thank you, Jamie. Oh, Norma, that's great. And you know what? Thank you actually for saying and sharing that with all of us. One, that's incredibly brave to do, so thank you. But two, it also brings up a really good point that it might not necessarily be a situation or a person or, a relationship or anything like that you're being asked to let go of. It could be something about yourself, a trait, toxic behavior, patterns, anything that you might do that hinders your own growth and, well-being. So thank you, Norma, for that. It's a great time to look at ourselves as well and say, what is it that I continuously do, maybe self-sabotaging behaviors or something that just kind of you do out of fear even, or keeps you stuck somewhere, okay? Oh, Dawn. Well, I am, sweetheart. All right. And it says, for me, it's not necessarily fear, but what am I missing by being stagnant? Mm-hmm. And that's a great question. That goes into the whole sacrifice thing there, Annie. You're right. You'll never know if you don't open that other door, right? What sacrifices are worth making and which ones will destroy you. Hey, Tammy. Welcome, sweetheart. So I did do the empathy forecast as well as the Moonday message. You can catch it back on replay as soon as this is done. And you are just in time for the Moonday Mudra. Okay. Oh, you are so welcome, Noreen. Thank you. Have a happy holiday, sweetheart. And again, thanks for being here. All right. So this is the part of the reading where I like to work with giving you all tools to empower yourself and inspire or facilitate your own growth. It's one thing to hear me talking here. It's one thing to hear the message. How do you apply it when push comes to shove? So the best thing to do is to be able to really start to do the work, right? So mudras are ancient. They're really made more known by the ancient Tibetan monks. And they are hand gestures that, when formed, really allow us to take our power into our own hands, our energy body's well-being and our physical body's well-being, and facilitate healing, growth, and expansion. The word mudra itself is Sanskrit, and Sanskrit is an ancient Tibetan language, but it is considered to be even far more ancient than what we realize, as it is believed to be a form of light language. And those of you who have been following me for a while know what light language is, and have heard even my version of my own light language before. And it's really just powerful frequency coming through the vibration of sound that's healing and incredibly expansive. So mudra translates to the word seal, like an energy seal or activation trigger, that when we form these mudras or symbols or gestures with our hands, we are activating our palm chakras or energy seals within our hands. Our fingers actually are all act as triggers because they are connected to the elements. And so channeling your intention and breathing while forming these mudras, because there are many different mudras. While using them, it allows you to channel energy directly into your 4 main layers of your energy body, which is your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, as well as your spiritual or light body. So channeling energy into these centers via the mudras. Each mudra that comes up is connected to a chakra or an energy center within your body. Some mudras connect with all the chakras at once, which you're then alleviating or channeling energy to remove blockage on the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual throughout every single energy center in your body. So they're incredibly powerful. Some just focus specifically on one chakra, but one chakra rules over your physical body and the physical organs. Each chakra has its own area, if you will. So it allows you to then clear out and alleviate physical illness and ailments that you might be suffering from. It does allow you to clear out the energy blockage within the emotional body or the mental body that might be the root problem to those, or the cause to those physical issues and symptoms that you have. And then it does also allow us to channel energy into our light or spiritual body, which assists in our consciousness expansion, for ascension, for energy, raising of our energy fields, for enlightenment. So they are very powerful. So again, it is a way for us to take our power into our hands and start doing the work on our own to facilitate our own growth and healing. So I like to work with a deck because, as I said, there are hundreds upon hundreds of different mudras. I like to work with a deck called Mudras for Awakening the Energy Body by Alison de Nicola. And this allows me to really just call in which mudra most wants to come forward to work with all of us for the week. It does tend to go hand in hand with the message that we're receiving. So again, really powerful. So powerful that sometimes they actually do come with a caution, because you're channeling energy into your body. You are stimulating your energy body and your physical body. And if you suffer from physical ailments in certain areas, if we use a really high potent mudra that targets the area where you may be suffering something, it can over aggravate it. So it just comes with a word of caution to kind of use it at your own discretion, your own risk. If there is a caution, I will let you know that in advance, okay? So I pull the mudra, and then we do the mudra together here. I also take a picture after I'm done recording, and I post it to my page, and that allows you to save it to your phone or whatever device you watch on and work with the mudra once a day, every day for the week. Again, you're only continuing your own growth and forward movement by doing so, okay? All right, Amber says, this basically told me it's time to go with my heart's choice to go to school again, finish to become a vet tech, and eventually open my own rescue. Oh, yeah, great. That is fantastic, sweetheart. And listen, I'm all about the animals. You know that. So if that's what this just did, wow, more power to you. Absolutely. If that's what your heart's calling you to do, you can't go wrong. Okay? All right. So what mudra comes forward for the collective good for the week of December 23rd, 2019, for what we most need at this time? Ooh. This one really makes a lot of sense. Hi, Karen. Hi, Laura. And Laura, you both popped in at the same time. Hey, Carmela, love. I'm on the mudra. Anything that you missed, you can catch it back on the replay, you know. All right, so You heard me say that the card we pulled was number 3, and to me, 3 also has to do with creation, energy. And a lot of times when you're needing the inspiration, like Amber just touched in on, there's no coincidences as to how everybody comments what they comment and what they're feeling and what's coming up. But like Amber just commented, she's been feeling this call to do something with her heart's desire, to really utilize her own creation energy within her creative energy, which is our sacral chakra. That is where it's our creative center. So igniting that creative energy within our sacral chakra allows us to really begin to work with our desires, our passions, and to create here while on earth and create in our life. So what better chakra to come forward than the sacral chakra, and a mudra that's connected to the sacral chakra, but also 3 being that creation energy. So it's all really going hand in hand here. And the card is, or the mudra is, the Shankha mudra. And it is dubbed reassurance. When you make a decision, what do you need, Amber? Reassurance, right? We don't usually get that. We're usually just asked to leap blindly and follow our heart's calling, take that blind leap of faith. But this week, working with this mudra will give us that inner resolve to not back down, to stand in our power, to go forward even in the face of anything that might make our legs buckle and shake just a little bit. So work with this one to continue to inspire that reassuring, steadfast energy within, okay? So we're going to do this one together, and it doesn't look like there are any cautions, so anybody is free to work with this. It assists with inner well-being, inner nourishment, and safety, which is really reassuring to hear. Relieves tension and assists the pelvic and prostate issues, enhances circulation in reproductive and urinary systems. It also has a very calming and stabilizing effect, okay? So we will do this one together. Thank you, love. It's pretty heavy, so it keeps us sliding all over the place there, but thank you. All right, so how we are going to do this one, for those of you who want to participate, I'll show you how we do this, and then you can work with this all on your own. It takes literally 2 minutes a day, okay? So what you're going to do is you are going to grasp your left thumb, so put your left thumb up, grab it with your right hand by curling the left hand, grab it with your right hand, okay, like that. And then you are going to curl the left hand over the right hand by touching the tip of the right thumb to the tips of the left index finger. So that sounds confusing. Let me look at that. Okay, so you're going to take your thumb, you can do it just differently now. You wrap your right hand around that thumb. Your left index finger is touching the thumb. Okay, you can't see that. So really just this, finger to thumb, and the rest just extend upwards, okay? Do it again just in case, because I know I probably confused everybody the first time. So take your left thumb, right palm, close it around the thumb, put your right thumb up, bring the index finger to touch the thumb, and the rest follow suit, okay? And we are going to bring this into, relax the shoulders. Okay, I just want to see where they wanted us to bring it. I'm going to bring it right above our solar plexus area here, so right below your breastbone, below your ribs, above your belly button. Relax your shoulders, straighten your spine. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Hold. And release, blowing the breath out of your mouth. Channeling that energy into the palms of your hands. One more time, take a nice deep breath in. Hold. And release. And release. Last time, nice deep breath in. Hold. And release. And you can state, self-reassurance guides me to perfect well-being. Self-reassurance guides me to perfect well-being. One more time. Self-reassurance guides me to perfect well-being. And so it is. And you can open your eyes. Okay? That's it. That's simple. Working with that this week will help give you that little bit of extra energetic courageousness, or energetic courageousness is really what it is, to assist you in making those decisions that you might need. And anytime you're feeling that little shadow of doubt or fear creep back up, do the mudra. Remind yourself. Sacrifices can nourish or destroy. Okay? All right, my loves. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. I do hope that you enjoyed the messages that came through. And I appreciate you taking time out to come spend it with me. And I wish you all a happy, joyful, blissful, Merry Christmas, happy holiday, continued energy of the solstice, and a very magical new moon eclipse this week. Love to you all, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.